Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about a director that has taken a few shots at my favorite genre, the superhero genre. His name is Luc Besson. You guys might remember him as that director who directed some pretty good movies in the past. The last good movie being The Fifth Element back in 1997. Recently, maybe not so great, depending on who you ask. For the most part, a lot of his movies haven't been that well received. And recently he directed Valerian, that movie with Dane DeHaan and the Enchantress from Suicide Squad. And he decided to slam the genre, saying that he is tired of it, he doesn't want it anymore. 10 years ago it was good, but now it's crap. It sounds like someone's a little butthurt. Because his movie bombed. His most recent film, Valerian, bombed in the box office, not just financially, but with critics as well. Critics got mixed reviews, sorry to say the truth. And yeah, so he's butthurt, so he decided to attack the genre that is clearly having a very great time in the box office every time a new film comes out, especially when it's done from Marvel or DC. Oh man, I hate when directors act like this. Any filmmaker, I get it's their opinion, but you can tell when it's a critical opinion, and you can tell when it's just them being butthurt because their latest movie sucks. So they want to blame it on the film that they had nothing to do with, but is having a great time. Unfortunately, Luc Besson, like I said, he hasn't made a great movie for a while. So it's like, what are you doing, man? Come on, give it a break. You don't need to attack these other franchises just because they're doing better than yours. If you actually think that it's so easy to make a successful superhero film, why don't you try it? Because guess what? Some have tried and some have failed to please the masses. Let's not remember the most recent Fantastic Four film, which came out in 2015, bombed in the box office, just like Valerian. And it's because that movie sucked. Not everybody loves every superhero movie. We just love the ones that are good and that we're passionate about. And if you think that these superhero movies are getting tired, that's fine. Everybody's fine with their own opinions. But when it sounds like you're a little butthurt because your latest movie just crashed and burned, I mean, come on, you don't have to take your anger out on the entire genre. Because then he later goes on to start complaining about how Captain America is propaganda. And I'm like, what are you talking about? There are a lot of characters out there with the name Captain and they represent a country. There's Captain Canuck, who represents my country, Canada. And then there's also Captain Britain, who, well, is a representative of Britain. And then you even got Captain France. I was just looking this up to see if there were any French superheroes out there, and there are plenty. And yeah, Captain France is out there too. So there's no propaganda. Captain America is just the forefront because, well, these are American movies. So, and he is the A-lister superhero. He's one of the A-lists. He's been going around fighting wars since the 1940s, like literally even in the comics. So get off your high horse. There's no propaganda with Captain America. There's actually just really good Captain America movies right now. That's what makes him such a great character. And Chris Evans plays the role great. I'm just getting tired, guys, of all these directors, these snobby directors. Not all of them, but you always hear about it. Like last year, Roland Emmerich, the director of Independence Day Resurgence, decided to take a crack at superhero films. Like, I don't get this, man. Like, what's up with some of these directors that are getting butthurt about their movies sucking? So they feel like, let's attack the genre that's doing really good right now. Because you never heard about this kind of stuff back in the 90s and back in the early 2000s when superhero movies were just like, you got one every once in a while. Now that they're all over the place, I mean, I can see people getting tired of them, like, in that sense. But taking shots at them, literal shots that you hear people, they should stop making them. So basically you're telling Hollywood, stop making the movies that are making them tons of money to afford chances like Valerian. Yeah, that makes sense. The only director so far that has sort of been critical, but not too much, has been more of a fair critical example, I guess, was Steven Spielberg. 2 years ago, I think, I know he had an interview as well. Him and Emma Thompson, the actress who played Mrs. Potts in the recent Beauty and the Beast film. She also played one of the professors in the Harry Potter franchise, Nanny McPhee. She's a really great actress. I think another movie she was in was the one about the creator of Mary Poppins, which is escaping me right now, but it's a really good movie. I really enjoyed that movie. She was really critical too. She was like, if I see another Spider-Man movie, I'm gonna explode or something like that. Like, yeah, shut up. Continue your acting and just shut up, okay? And Spielberg, like I was going to say, is the only one that really was kind of fair. Like, all he said was that, hey, one day, you know, these superhero movies right now are in a renaissance, and they're just like the Westerns, they're having great success. But one day people are going to get tired of them. That I do not agree with. I do not disagree with. I think they'll have a little bit of a longer lifespan than Westerns, because I think some of these studios like Marvel and Warner Brothers realizes, okay, if we mix and match genres with the superhero genre, I think people won't get tired of them as much as they think they will. Like Logan this year, great movie. It was like a Western mixed in with a superhero movie. Then you got Guardians of the Galaxy, which is literally like a superhero movie with Star Wars. It's like Star Wars, but with superheroes. And then you got Ant-Man, which is the heist movie, and so on and so forth. You can kind of say Christopher Nolan started that with the Dark Knight trilogy. You know, he used Blade Runner as an inspiration for Batman Begins, and then he also used Heat as an inspiration for the Dark Knight, which essentially, if you look at the Dark Knight, it is a crime thriller disguised as a superhero movie. So as long as the superhero movies continue in that approach, I think it's going to be a while for these superhero movies to die out. People are still loving them. They're still some of the top movies of the year. If you look at the list of movies, the top 10 in 2017 domestically, even worldwide, the superhero movies are still up there in the top 10. So it's going to be a while. Spielberg is right, though. One day it will die down. But until then, I'm enjoying it for as much as I can. And I don't think these directors who haven't even directed a superhero movie before should really have that chance to talk. And I challenge them. I really do. I challenge these directors who are complaining. Direct a superhero movie first. See if you can succeed at it. And if you win over the fans, then you can go and back talk about it. Because then at least you have that thing, these superhero movies are nothing. See, I can make one easily. But the fact that you haven't shows that you haven't gotten why these movies are successful and why there are a lot of them and why they're not dying down yet. That's the way I look at it. And I challenge, like I said, I challenge those directors who complain about it. Do a superhero movie first. Prove to us that you can do a good one. And if you can do one easily, then fine. You're off the hook. Complain about superhero movies all you want. But right now, you're just smack-talking a genre that you do not understand why people are enjoying them. So I'm going to end it here. And hopefully this message gets across, because I'm really getting tired of artsy directors smack talking a genre that they shouldn't be smack talking, because they think they're all that, and then their more recent films crash and burn. I'm challenging you guys, so there you go. I'm ending this video here, guys. Until next time, take care.